the bitches have taken him and fucking led him down the path of fucking hatred. All right, these son of a bitches have gotten they.
I agree.
He. Okay.
Oh yeah, they done got to him.
And also, don't talk over each other, guys.
And he fucking dogs me, man. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Whatever, not now, maybe fucking later on in the life. What he does to me, I will never ever know. I will never ever know. And that's so beautiful to me. I have a wonderful fucking Panay in my life. I went over there to fucking support this cocksucker. And he fucking dogs me, man. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Shardy, if you are intoxicated, it's very difficult to understand you, and people are trying to talk. And also, don't talk over each other, guys. Try to have some control, because NNE Brian had something to say, and we went around the whole room without hearing what Brian had to say. And I wanted to hear that.
I don't remember what the hell it is now. What was
it? Shit. I don't know. You started to say something.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I know. I started to talk. I think it was when we were talking about Glenn. Glenn is, salt of the earth. I mean, he's a hell of a nice guy. When he first came into this, he was just the nicest guy. He wouldn't say anything bad about anyone. He had no agenda. He could give a shit less. He just wanted to get involved, be involved, and fit in. And these son of a bitches have taken him and fucking led him down the path of fucking hatred. All right, these son of a bitches have gotten I
agree.
He. Okay.
Oh yeah, they done got to him.
He's a hell of a good guy. Him and I were talking about. I was going to go down there. We were going to go fishing. We were, doing all this stuff. And then all of a sudden they started saying, "Oh, Brian said this about Brian said." It's freaking all bullshit. But he didn't come to me and ask because he didn't want to be involved.
Hey, Gordon. We're talking just a second, Gordon. I gotta finish finish on this one. Hang on just a second, Gordon.
And the thing of it is that those people who were able to pull him over onto that side, they're using him as their instrument. So he goes out there and says, "Oh, Brian is this, Brian's an asshole, Brian's that, Brian's this, fuck Brian, this one, that." And he has heard absolutely nothing that's truthful. And they're just using him. And so I said to Shelly and I were talking, and she said about how he was, insulting her now and going after her now. And I said, yeah, I know he's going after me too, but I'm not worried about it. I don't care. He's not the brightest bulb in the chandelier. All right. And I mean, come on. How many times have you said not the brightest bulb in the chandelier about somebody in your fucking family, And that was it.
It's a common phrase. It is.
But you know what? Those fucking cocksuckers that had to take that into freaking Discord.
Oh, they blew
a bunch of freaking bullshit.
I just saw it today. They blew it out of proportion. They said that you were making fun of a disabled person, and that is a bold-faced lie.
And they brought that into Discord, and I can tell you right now who it was because I saw the person when she first said it, and that's 702 Cindy, right in, and then Polly jumped right onto it, and they took off and ran with it. All right.
Yep.
And now look what happened. Now today, what's the freaking topic of conversation today?
Instead of apologizing, they want you to apologize.
It's the Glenn bullshit. So instead of these guys just staying the fuck off of Glenn and let Glenn be Glenn, let Glenn be the nice guy, the down to earth, salt of the earth guy that he was, they had to fucking destroy him.
I was pretty floored whenever I saw all of the timing out and the things that he needed to he had to inject some things that were really rude to me in the chat. And here's the situation. I always supported Glenn. I always went onto his panels. I went into his chat. I was his moderator. There was no reason whatsoever for him to turn on me at all.
Oh my God, for the
That's
past
why I
2
got
weeks.
really confused about
For
it.
the past 2 weeks, he's been in every panel. Brian's this, he said, bastard, that shithead, that. And I've
Yep.
never gone anywhere and said, Glenn, you, because I figured after a while he would lose interest in it, and it would just go away. But no, you sons of bitches have to escalate it because
And
you're
there was,
not happy. But that's as far as I'm going with it because I said I'm not going to fight
and I just
anymore.
wanted to say
And you guys aren't going to trigger me to fight. This is the end of that conversation for me. Anyone else want to talk about that?
it's not the end until I have this to say, and that is that somebody on Kush said, "Oh, Glenn is a great guy. Glenn is a good guy." And yes, Glenn is a good guy, and he has issues with a couple people. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have issues with those couple of people. In other words, just because other people don't have an issue with him doesn't mean that we don't have an issue with him. Golden, what? Sorry. Hi. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. Well, I came up here to talk to KW, but I just want to touch on the whole Glenn thing for just a minute. I think Glenn is perfectly capable of his own thoughts and feelings. He doesn't need anybody to tell him what to think or how to feel. He's an adult. He's grown. I don't think anybody has ever done that. So whatever he has a feeling about Brian, those are his and his alone. And yeah, so
That's true.
anyway, KW.
All right, now let's touch on that KW.
You were over on Andrews on the Drama Dome. He was mirroring Mouse. Mouse had a young woman who appeared to be much younger. So obviously people were concerned that he had a young woman there because she had a baseball cap on at first. She looked like she was playing a video game or on her phone or something. Andrew went over there first to kind of express his concerns. I went over there just to let her know, look, I'm not sure if you're aware, but this man is a convicted rapist of a 14-year-old girl. Not really sure if you know who this guy is. And he refused to let her talk. He refused to let her engage with me at all, actually. It was a bit strange. The whole behavior was just weird. So anyway, he ended up kicking me because
was she on his panel or was she in his house?
She was in his house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sitting behind him. So she wasn't engaging with the audience. But I wanted to talk to her. I wanted to ask her, like, if she knew that who she was alone in that house with. And he refused to let her speak. It was very weird. It was very strange behavior. That led to a conversation where Andrew was pulling up his arrest record. And
I think she told you how old she was.
She did say that she was 35.
Thank you.
But again, she looked much younger, so everybody was a little bit concerned. But it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter because he still. Hold on a moment. Let me finish. It doesn't matter.
So there's no purpose for it to be brought up because that's character assassinating. There's no reason for it to be brought up. Why would you bring it up, Golden?
I didn't bring it up.
If she's 35, 15 years old, why in the hell you didn't bring up
what I was saying?
KW, hold on, let her finish.
We don't know how she met him. The guy is weird. He is a convicted rapist.
Why is it any of your business?
He is a convicted rapist, and I wanted her to know that who she's there alone with. She
if
wasn't.
She said she was 35 years old. Why is it?
Does it matter? If she was
35 years old,
listen, it doesn't
why
matter.
is it any of your business?
She put herself in that situation.
If I had met a man under false pretenses, we don't know.
So
she wasn't allowing her to speak.
Brian,
he wasn't allowing her to speak. He wasn't allowing her to speak. He wasn't allowing her to talk to anyone with his permission. So I wanted look, people in the chat were trying to talk to her. He wouldn't let her engage. It was very strange behavior. So I'm wondering, did he lead her there does she know who she's with? I mean, does she know really, like, was she led there under false?
Years old. She got her own fucking mind going.
Excuse me?
She's 35 years old. Don't you think that
she
can live her own life?
Well, to be fair, you did think I was 17.
Yeah,
I
KW.
you
didn't say that. So she's made
You are
aware, and
schizophrenic, man.
after she was made aware, her demeanor changed. She started rocking back and forth like she had
Hi,
some
upstate.
anxiety. She her behavior got a little bit strange. Beagles was in the chat. A lot of people were there. We were having a conversation about young girls because he was convicted of raping a 14-year-old 20 years ago. KW says, "Oh, it was 20 years ago."
20
Um,
fucking years ago. You know how
and
much
it's just
life.
kind of like need to move on. Then you had said, "Can you mute, update,
I'm gonna let you talk, Golden. Go ahead. When you're finished, I want to talk.
please?" We were talking about young girls and I'm sorry, that situation, and you said, and these were your words. And Andrew, I don't know if we can't go back in his chat right now, but after his stream, we'll probably be able to go in and
That's
see.
fine. Yeah. We'll pull it up.
You said young girls now dress provocatively, they flirt, they get drunk, and they're flirting with men in their 20s and 25 years old.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
you know, they should be held responsible. They're children. They don't have responsibility. They're not even emotionally capable of making decisions like that. So
Really?
you are saying that, and this is what, and we went over this for about a half hour.
Oh yeah, I was there.
You said that it was okay that the male or female, that a girl essentially would deserve it
I did not say
if
that.
she
No.
was
Don't you like the way they
You
paraphrase?
were spinning that bitch way
that,
around.
Brian, you weren't even there.
No, wait a minute,
No, I'm
Golden.
just
I
saying.
apologize.
I like the way you guys
did not
But
paraphrase.
that's
say
what
that.
you said.
That
Again,
girl
so
is
Okay,
flirting.
now KW is gonna go and let KW
No,
interject on that one.
you're spinning the story, Golden. Okay.
okay.
These girls are out there 17, 16 years old, acting like they're 20, 18, 20, 21, 22 years old with fake IDs, and they're telling these guys. And Andrew said, "Oh, yeah, I asked every girl how old they are. I want to see their identification before you have sex with them." I'm going to call
You
bullshit.
didn't even bring up the ID thing. I brought
Yes,
up the
he did.
ID.
That's
I
bullshit.
brought up the
Bring
ID.
up what he said.
You said, "How do
Andrew
you
said
know?"
he
I said,
asked
"Because
every
you're
one
an
of them.
adult and
Andrew
you
said he asked every one of them how old they are.
Oh my God.
Andrew
You
said,
didn't even
One
bring up
at
the ID,
Golden,
KW. I
Golden. Hold
brought
on,
up ID. I brought up ID.
one at a time,
I'm
guys.
57 years old. I could care less
As
about
an
these young
adult,
girls, what they want to do, but
My God, you have to drop her down
K
one.
as
Shut
an
her up.
adult,
KW, don't get triggered, KW, because I got somebody coming up right
I'm
now
not, but I hate it when
help us
somebody
out with
brings
this.
up something
Oh God.
that I didn't really say in that manner. Andrew acts like you need to ID every woman that you want to
Hang in
speak
there,
with.
Brian. Hang in there.
if you're not sure of her age, I would think that you would be
I'm
responsible to do that.
57 years old. Why in the hell I want to ask the woman what their age is, Goldie?
Oh my God,
Let's
that must mean you were talking in general. Oh my
let's all
Lord.
say hi to Shiva.
She was a
Shiva.
she was a good guy.
Yeah,
Now,
Shiva was there. We had the
She
conversation.
was there.
Sorry.
okay.
That's a bunch of bullshit. I'm just trying to tell y'all think that these young girls, 16, 17 years old, are angels. And
All
I'm
right.
going to call bullshit on that.
Happy
I
finished.
see it every weekend on the beaches, down here in Texas and everywhere.
Happy finished.
So that
Now
still
I'm
gives
going
her a
to
right
mute
to be
myself,
assaulted?
and I'm going to let y'all
But
know,
she's
no,
not an
they're not
angel?
being assaulted.
We,
No.
guy, a couple of people came up and they haven't even had a chance to talk, and that's Upstate Audits and Shiva.
Okay, I'm on mute.
So hi Upstate. How are you? Happy New Year.
I'm doing great. Happy New Year. And
Good to see you, man.
I just want to let you know that I'm going to take a big old toke off of this fucking live resin and
Hit it.
Amen.
That's
Can
right.
weed.
your lungs up. Can you mute your mic? So we don't
Amen.
your lungs up.
One-eyed girl,
Shiva,
I did let Golden talk,
how are
okay?
you doing,
One-eyed
Shiva?
girl, I did let Golden talk. All right, one-eyed girl, don't come in here and start your shit. Just because
There's a
everybody wants a baby you,
KW. Hold on. KW. Hey. There's a one hot gal and there's a brown-eyed gal or something.
I
Girl.
understand. Hey,
But
I'm
there's
gonna
not a.
Also, KW, you need to direct your attention towards me, not the fucking chat.
Well, Shiva, hi. How
I
are
was
you?
part of that conversation that you were trying to wriggle your way out of. So I'm here to pin you the fuck down.
Pin me down, brother. Please do it. Please do it.
So tell me, KW, a 15-year-old girl who goes out and maybe acts flirty and whatnot. We had this conversation about an hour ago. So let's have it again, shall we? Right. You've got a 15-year-old girl. She might be going out, getting drunk, whatever, but she is a child. Okay? Children cannot consent to sexual activity. Therefore, the burden of responsibility. Hey.
Hang on.
Therefore, the burden of responsibility is always on the adult.
What's the age?
That's what you're not getting, KW.
Okay, she's 15, he's 18. They both been drinking.
Right. Then he is in the wrong.
He is, really.
Yeah, he is, yes. You understand now?
That wasn't the original conversation. The original conversation was she's 15, 16, and he's 20 to 25. That was the original demographic.
That happens every weekend.
The guy younger, which still, in my opinion,
doesn't admit to that. Really, y'all do not want to admit to that.
Okay.
KW, we are agreeing with you. Young girls go out and get trashed and act stupidly.
It don't sound like
kids do.
Jesus fucking Christ! Several times on Andrew's panel, we said that we were aware of the realities of the situation. That we know that young girls go out and act inappropriately, and it's still the responsibility of the adults.
What is the age of emancipation?
What if the boy's 17?
The state of Texas is still legal.
What if the boy's 17 and she's 16? Just curious.
That's not, Brian, we were talking about in the context of mouse.
Wait. In the state of Texas.
I'm just asking that question. What if she's 17?
That was the context of the conversation.
I don't care what the context of your conversation. I'm asking you right now.
It is,
what if the boy is 17?
It is a panel. Brian, Shiva, it is a panel. That means we all can cooperate together. We all can talk about it, even though it's only between two people. We're on a panel, though. There's many people here, and I haven't secluded anybody.
No,
So
Shelley,
it's
I get
okay
that.
for people to ask you questions, Shiva. It's okay.
What I'm saying is that the context of the conversation that we were having on Andrew's panel, that context was mouse.
Yes.
It wasn't kids hooking up at a party.
Yeah, my conversation had nothing to do with mouse.
We were, oh my God, I'm getting irritated now.
We were all talking about mouse at the time, KW. Mouse was being played on the stream at the fucking time. The conversation in the chat was about mouse. The conversation on the panel was about mouse.
Well, Mouse had a 35-year-old chick with him. So where does that apply to anybody? She's 35 freaking years old. Where does that
put you? Why the fuck did you join the panel spouting your shit about 15-year-old girls wearing short skirts or whatever?
Because we was talking about a different situation before that come up.
Are you talking about the girl that he raped when he was 30-something years old and he raped a 14-year-old girl?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
I mean, I remember.
So, guys, can I ask a question? What did Shiva? What did KW say?
Girl with a,
right,
I thought we were talking about a 35-year-old girl.
No, they think all 15, 16, 17-year-old girls are freaking angels.
So that means what I think.
You guys all found out
KW.
What the fuck, KW? You don't get to tell me what I think.
Shiva, what did he say that was inappropriate?
So, I'm sure he'll correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I understood it, It was that the reality of the situation is this: that young girls are going out and partying, getting trashed, flirting with older men,
dressing provocatively, inviting, inviting it.
Like so therefore,
with fake IDs,
like,
because
we
these
weren't talking
children,
about IDs.
Brian,
IDs
hang on a
didn't come until later.
Yeah, because these children are dressing like adults and perhaps emulating the behavior of adults, that they should therefore bear all of the responsibilities of an adult. Only in relation to this area. Obviously, we're not talking about paying bills or whatnot, right? But that they share the responsibility, like a 15-year-old girl shares the same responsibility as a 25-year-old man because she might have been dressed provocatively or been a bit flirty. Have I mischaracterized your position, KW? No, I mean thumbs up. So that's what he's saying. That's
exactly.
what Organized and I have issue with.
But when he was over here before, he was saying that, but they're there with fake IDs, telling the guys
I'll be right back.
older than that they are. You know, don't put it that he was saying that without the rest of it. He was saying,
no, we brought IDs up. Hang on, Brian. We brought IDs up. We brought IDs up.
Yeah.
We brought IDs up. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. Where we talked about whether you should ID someone if you thought they were, might have been a bit on the young side. His response was, no, that's mental. Who asked a woman for ID?
Who's going to do that? Yeah. And a responsible adult will do something like that. Somebody in their right mind who's thinking clearly.
So, yes, Yoda Doug, KW wasn't talking about Mouse, but he decided to have whatever conversation he was having on a channel where Mouse was being played, everyone on the panel was talking about Mouse, and the people in the chat were all talking about Mouse. I mean...
No, he wasn't talking about Mouse, Yoda. You were confused. We were having a conversation about Mouse. Like Shiva said, he came up not really understanding the conversation, kind of inserted his thoughts of young girls dressing provocatively, being flirty, drinking, not being angels, and inviting that type of behavior, attention, and possibly getting assaulted.
What do you think about that, Shelley?
I don't think anybody should be insulting anybody.
No. What do you think about... Oh, my God. No. What do you think about KW's position regarding young girls behaving provocatively?
I got to see it. I'm going to have to see it. I know I hear everybody saying what they're saying, but I do want to see it. If anybody, I wish I didn't.
I just told you his position.
Because he got he got very triggered. So there's something, if somebody gets triggered, that means he hasn't either, number one, either you haven't been able to explain your side enough and that's why you're triggered, or or they are right. And it's triggering you. So it's either one or the two.
Shelley, when KW came over here, what was the first thing he said? The first thing he said was the girls come over with fake IDs.
KW, hold on. KW, you got to get your earbuds in so you can hear what Brian was saying.
Hang on. KW, I just reiterated your position, asked you if that was correct, and you gave the thumbs up. What have I not understood?
For these young girls playing these older guys, yes. And y'all think that it ain't happening.
Who says that? Who said that? The only person who's been saying that is you.
That's my feeling between you and Golden and Andrew and the rest. Do y'all really think
we know it happens? We're telling you that we know it happens. KW, we are telling you that we know it happens.
KW, he's actually agreeing with you on this one.
Right.
Okay. I mean, that's all I'm trying to put out there.
Well, at the end of that conversation, there was a whole 20 minutes of that conversation that you're leaving the part out. When you came over here, according to Brian, you came over here talking about IDs and girls, flirting, and if they're young, they have fake IDs. leading these men to believe that they're older, and that's not what the conversation was. In the end, we brought up IDs in the end of that conversation, which still kind of was a bit irritating because I was thinking, you said your words were, who's gonna ID? No one's gonna ID. What guy is gonna ID?
And you know what Andrew said? Andrew said I ID every one of them.
Because he's smart. He's not going to get caught up. He's not going to get caught up in some stupid shit.
Well, these days, KW, people do need to.
I mean, come on.
Hey, I understand. I mean, in other words, I walk up to Golden. Hey, Golden. Hey, can I see your ID? Me and you going out tonight and whatever.
When I was younger, and I was explaining this earlier, when I was younger, I looked a little bit older than my age. I probably dressed a little bit older. I acted a little bit older. I was very mature for a young girl. And I would get hit on. And I thought it would be great because, it's flattering for an older guy to have an older guy hit on you when you're younger.
I'm glad you just said what you just said.
There were men that were smart and asked me how old I was. I never lied about my age. I didn't feel I needed to. But there are girls who do lie. So when they ask me how old I am, even when I was 18, because I explained earlier, I was 17 when I went to college my freshman year. It was only for a couple of months, but I was 17 still. So I was still underage. And I was ID'd a couple of times by guys. And that was rightfully so. They had every right to ID me. I didn't take any offense on it.
Yeah. I understand that.
All right. I just want to give
what we're saying.
I just want to give a shout out to my buddy Andrew over at the Drama Dome. I'm going to go ahead and ask you to shut that down so you're not streaming me and go back to your panelists and actually fucking talk to them. So you can stop.
All right. Well, thanks for having me.
So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people on your panel. 6 besides yourself. Why don't you talk to them? All right. We got our own shit going on. If they want to fucking listen to what we're saying, ask them to come over, please.
Yeah,
I would appreciate you stopping doing that.
Yeah, he kicked me off panel because I called him out, and I got a lot of respect for Andrew, but
I hear you.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, he's he can be a nice guy. He really can, and this is just This is just a preference that I would prefer him not to do. So I'm asking him to not do that.
All I tried to do, Shelley, was explain a situation. I have 2 younger sons in their 20s, right? And it's on the summertime, I see a lot of stuff happen on the beach. A lot of stuff. And sometimes I put a stop to it. And a lot of times you can't be there because I'm not going to walk around and say, hey, you got an ID to be out with this guy. No, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to do that. No.
No, but people should if people look young and you're dating somebody, yeah, you could ID them to be safe, especially these days. But you're not going to go to a group of.
You're the 1A community. You're going to walk around and ask every girl their identification. They're drinking. They're holding a Bud Light in their hand. They're smoking a cigarette in the other hand. And you're going to walk around and they're wanting to party. And, hey, man,
that's not what I'm saying.
And that's kind of what Andrew brought up. Yeah, I'm going to ask every one of them ID. That's BS. Don't lie to me on stream, man. And I'm just being truthful. And I'm sorry if I'm being truthful. So right now I'm just going to sit back and I don't mean no harm by it. Please don't understand or mistake my words for what I'm trying to say. I understand what y'all are saying.
I do understand the true meaning of being an anarchist, Wilma. You guys keep talking about this and Taryn.
But a lot of these girls ain't being raped. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these girls are being there because they want to be there, and that's just how it ends up. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. I don't know. I don't know.
What's the case law on age of consent? And what is the age law of emancipation?
It's 17 in the state of Texas, from what I understand.
I mean, every state has a different age, and you know what the age in California is?
Hey, and I don't
California,
agree with that.
KW, listen, dude. In California right now, the age of consent is 16. Did you
Oh
know that
wow.
there's hookers working in fucking Hollywood right now that are 14,
Yeah.
15, 16 years old? I mean, come on. And the cops think this is okay and turn them loose. Don't try and find their mama or whatever.
I
That's
hear
fucked
you.
up,
I
you
hear
know?
you. That's kind of what I was wanting to say earlier, you know. But everybody wants to throw the guy under the bus. So if she
It's
hollers
not the
rape,
guy's
she
fucking
goes to
fault, and
jail.
it's it their way of saying it is a deviation of the fucking process. And the process is the girl goes out, the girl acts like a woman, whether she be that hooker in fucking in Hollywood or a fucking 16-year-old in fucking Oklahoma. She is doing the wrong. The guy, yes, guys should ask for ID and guys should do this and should do that. But
Hey,
when
I
the
understand.
guy's thinking with their
I
fucking
understand.
dick, they're not thinking that shit.
Thinking with
No,
the
I
wrong
don't
head.
think pedophilia is okay. I don't think that that's cool at all. And tell you the truth, guys should start, thinking with their head instead of their dicks sometimes. But when the guy's all toasted and the girl's all
Both
fucking
of them are
toasted
toasted.
too, I
Both of
mean, shit
them.
happens. And
Exactly. 9 months later, you got a grandchild.
exactly, that's fucked
Yeah.
up. That is
Yeah.
really fucked up.
That's kind of what I was trying to explain, but it got taken out of content earlier, you know?
Sorry, Banner. I know personally of a bunch of people right now in California, in Anaheim, trying to get rid of prostitution. And, you know,
And
the
you're gay
girls,
anyway, so it
they
don't matter.
flaunt it. They flaunt it, not like they did in, say, the 80s or whatever, but they fucking flaunt.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah, yeah.
it's right there in the street. If I have
There,
to,
but
I'll
it's
get
not
fucking
legal.
video proof from one of my friends and I'll show you.
It's there, but it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
legal. It's
Yeah,
everywhere,
true.
not always legal,
No, it's not always legal.
but it's
It's
everywhere.
yeah. It's
Everywhere.
like the hookers in fucking
Every town's got hookers. My God.
yeah.
Every town, every fucking
What I'm
city's
trying
got
to
them.
say, I mean,
The oldest
everybody
friggin'
looks
business.
like their granddaughter and their daughter is a damn angel, and hey, I have a lot of respect for these young girls, but don't act like they're all freaking angels, okay?
Lord
That's
forbid
all.
if I
That's
have a
all I'm
daughter that
saying.
turns into a fucking hooker, or if
Yeah,
I
that's
have a
what
daughter that turns into having a fucking baby at say 14 years old. You know, all these
you're a
fucking
lumberjack.
shows like MTV with
Yeah,
16 and pregnant. Why don't we have a 16 and
yeah,
successful instead? You know? What
yeah.
the fuck?
And then I
I
get
agree.
thrown underneath the fucking bus for speaking the
Hi,
fucking
Catnap.
truth. And
I
then
have
I get thrown underneath the bus for speaking the truth.
I have a
That's
daughter
what
from
I
my
don't
It
Sorry,
is
understand.
guys.
the
Let me
truth,
just.
man. You can't fucking deny that shit. It happens in every fucking country, even Saudi Arabia, where I went for the Gulf War. I'll tell you what, I seen prostitution. I know what it's like, and I know that there's girls of every single fucking race there, and you know it's
And
not
Artie,
frowned
could you put
upon
his
there at all.
Santa underneath my name?
You get caught as a hooker or a
Wait, hang on a
slave
second.
girl.
before she goes, because news now 7:02. Cindy, I kind of wanted to talk to you, and I kind of wanted to see if you wanted to say anything about an apology about starting that false narrative about Glenn and how. No, Brian, seriously.
I mute me because I can't.
Hey, I love
Brian,
it,
Brian,
Wait. I gotta mute
she's.
myself.
But no, listen.
Can you mute me, please? I can't. Mute me.
Mute him, or since he won't mute himself, mute him.
Damn, I have to get out of my chair.
I'm not gonna laugh, but I am gonna take a toke, okay?
I listen.
Holy shit, the fucking nickels in the goddamn
No.
Something got spun out of control because listen, when you say that you made fun of I want to read it because it's not cool. I'm not going to read the personal things that she said to me because I told her I wouldn't. And that was my purpose for having her up. It was not even about Glenn. But that was not a cool thing to do. Like, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad because Brian did not say anything that would even be close to being directed toward a disability. And we could argue that till we're blue in the face. So to say that, that's wrong. And then to say, I need to apologize for being up there, that's wrong. And I do need you to apologize because, listen, it was publicly said. I can't apologize for that statement about Brian saying what he did. I'm not sorry for reporting the truth on that. Everybody watched it. Well, Brian, is it worth replaying it so that everybody sees it, or just letting them think that you said something about a derogatory statement having to do with a certain disability that nobody knows that he has except apparently her? Well, James Freeman, you got to come up, though. I have it pinned if you want to go ahead and click on that.
Come on in, James.
Man, he's a big time
A1
auditor.
You better fucking mod that motherfucker.
Make sure.
Oh, hell yeah. Let me mod him.